Now we're moving on to the weighted average or the moving average. We've already discussed the FIFO method and the LIFO method. If you haven't looked at those methods, you need to go back and review those videos before you look at this one, because we're going to be using the same information. So let's move on. We've got 10 items in inventory, 100 items in inventory at $10, and now we're purchasing 100 more at $11. So we've got 100 at 10, 100 at 11. What we need to do before every sale is calculate the average cost. We're not going to account for these at those costs, we're going to account for them at an average. So we multiply this out. 100 times $10 is 1,000, and then 100 units times $11 is $1,100. So what we have then is $2,100 worth of inventory items. We're going to divide that by the number of units. 100 plus 100 is 200, which will get us our average of $10.50. So we're going to account for each one of these at a cost of $10.50. So now our next transaction takes place on the 5th. So we're selling 150 units, and the cost of each one of those is the average cost, $10.50. So what do we have left? We've got 50 left at $10.50. So now, on our next transaction, on the 6th, we're purchasing 100 units at $10.80 per unit. So what do we have? We've got our 50 at $10.50, and we've got our 100 at $10.80. Okay, now I'm going to erase this calculation here so it's not in our way. Right? So let's erase that. There we go. So now we have to calculate a new average cost per each item in inventory. So we're going to take the 50 times the $10.50. That gets us $525. The 100 times $10.80, which gets us $1,080. So this gets us $1,605. We're going to divide that by the number of units, and in this case it's 150 units. So $1,605 divided by the 150 units gives us a new cost per unit of $10.70. So we're going to be valuing each one of these $150 units at $10.70. So then our next transaction takes place on the 7th, 10/7. We're selling 50 units, so the cost of goods sold associated with that would be 50 of them at $10.70. What do we have left in inventory? Our ending inventory would be 100 units, and they would be carried at a cost of $10.70, the average. Okay? So, there you have it. We've discussed all three methods, FIFO, LIFO, weighted average. We've used the same information for all three methods, but you see that we've come up with different cost of goods sold in each calculation, and we've come up with different ending inventory balances depending on which method we used. All right, good luck with the rest of the chapter.